Program is on this show for a lot of reasons, but one being that earlier this week, Queen, featuring Adam Lambert in the Freddie Mercury role, rocked the Entertainment Centre here in Brisbane. And a man who was personally invited to the Queen show by the one and only, one of the greatest guitarists alive on the planet today, Brian May himself, was Brisbane's own Freddie Mercury. I'm talking about John Blunt, the man who fronts Queen tribute band Killer Queen. So we thought we'd have a chat to John ahead of Killer Queen's next performance, which is at the Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers coming up on the 20th of this month. Good evening, John, and welcome to Nights.
Good evening, Walter. How are you, my friend?
Very good. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. It's very kind of you.
Have you got the Freddie gear on as we speak?
Yes, got the spandex on, and it's all happening. No, I wear it every weekend, so...
That's enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, yes.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh, look, I guess it's probably coming on about 10 years now, and... I think definitely in the last 2 years, we've been easily celebrated the most successful 2 years of the show. It's all, going along nicely, as they say. And, we've had some pretty mind-blowing gigs that we got to keep pinching ourselves that it's all happening. So, yeah.
Well, we're looking forward, as we say, to the Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers appearance on the 20th of this month.
Yes, no, we're very much looking forward to that. We've been told that the audience is going to be quite large. It's been heavily promoted throughout the television and the radio, and our manager told us, I think it was only a week ago, or maybe a little longer than that, said you're just going on before Ice House, and we were like, what?
No pressure.
no pressure at all. So. Oh, look, it's, as I say to my friends, you know, we are rock stars on the weekends, and then we do our normal daily grind as fathers and all the rest of it during the week. So we're always very grateful and always constantly pinching ourselves going, how good is this? So.
What does the real John Blunt do during the week?
Oh, look, I basically look after my kids. I'm a bit of a daddy daycare, I guess, and I've got a lot of things on the go. So I've got 4 children. So
oh wow,
yeah, we were going to keep having them till we found one we liked. And
how's that worked out for you so far?
Not good at all. So so that keeps me busy. So yeah, look, and of course a lot of things to do with the show. We set up a lot of promo and. Look, yeah, plenty of other, boring, mundane things that just take up a lot of time, I guess.
When did you first fall in love with Queen itself, the band?
Well, it's funny because when I was growing up, we didn't have a TV for quite some time. I was born in 1969, so...
Right. So you're 45 this year?
Yes, but I'm sticking around 40. I just tell people I'm 40.
Dial it down a little.
I've been 40 for the last 5 years.
Good luck with that.
So anyway, look, my father was right into his rock and roll, the Beatles, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Elvis, of course, and I sort of listened to that type of music way before I should have. I remember at school everyone was getting into all different types of music, but I think it was around high school, and I had a very good friend of mine who, as soon as he turned legal age to get a license, he basically had a car, and he came around and he picked me up, and I'll never forget it. We were celebrating the fact that we're in a car and we're 17 or 18 or whatever. We're rebelling against our parents and whatnot. And he had a Queen tape in the best of Queen, and I had heard of We Will Rock You and all those types of songs. Another one, Bites the Dust. But yeah, it was just incredible music. There were sounds and things that were happening on there that were just mind melding stuff. So that's kind of, yeah, it was my early teens. I really discovered it, and that was my music. It wasn't wasn't dad rock or the music my parents had listened to. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I still love that music today, probably even more so than I did when I was younger. But yeah, that's probably when I was 17 or 18 I discovered it.
Yeah, I remember back in the mid-'70s, and I discovered Night at the Opera, and I just thought, this is the most perfect album I had ever heard at that stage of my life.
Exactly. The songs are perfection. They really are masterpieces without sounding too sort of melodramatic. They are just absolute incredible songs, and it's actually quite bizarre or stunning to know exactly how many people in modern sort of rock today, the rock stars that are around today, are influenced by Queen. And I know it sounds sort of cliche, but there is just so many people. I mean, Kurt Cobain from Nirvana, I only found this a couple of months ago, was I think he had the jazz album and just constantly played it over and over and over again. So yeah, they certainly have influenced a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely, including yourself, John Blunt.
Of course, yes.
Are you wearing the Freddie Mercury moustache at least, even if you haven't got the spandex on?
The moustache is an occupational hazard. It's on all the time. In fact, November is my favourite month because that's when I always get the thumbs up from strangers going, "Great November, great November," and I go, "Yes, it's November for me every month, I'm afraid." So,
so you got a real one, not a glued-on version.
I used to glue them on.
But it's painful.
Oh, look, it is, and the problem is one night we were playing a fairly important gig, and I was able to mask the mustache sort of coming off, that the glue would start to dry up, and what I would do is I would just press the microphone down on my top lip a little bit harder, and I thought, oh, this is fantastic, until one night I did that. When I pulled the microphone away, the mustache was stuck on the microphone. So,
how about Freddie Mercury's famous overbite?
Well, yeah, the true story behind that is that he actually had 4 extra teeth.
Oh.
In the top part of his jaw there. It wasn't, I mean, obviously they were bucked, but that's the story as I have read, that it was actually 4. I was told this by my dentist, who I've actually got special molars that I've made to get that extra bit of authenticity happening, and that's what he was telling me, that Freddie had 4 extra teeth in his.
And that would explain the look.
Yeah, exactly. And it was always funny because a lot of people said, I wonder why with all that money he never bothered to get them fixed. And he believed that it actually stretched his palate a little bit. And I think he believed that's the reason why he could have hit some of those great notes, and just thought, why fix what is not that broken, I guess.
Yeah, what God gave you.
I think Barbara Streisand was the same. She used to cop a bit of flack because she had a bit of a big nose, and she said the same thing. It actually helps, with notes and singing and breathing and all the rest of it.
Yes, so, she has said famously she will not get rhinoplasty to reduce her nose. And isn't that the worst of it? I mean, people say you've got a big nose, and then they call it rhinoplasty.
really rubbing it in there.
Exactly. You do a very convincing Freddie Mercury. Have you even got the Flash T-shirt?
Oh, I do, yeah. I mean, you can just get them on eBay now, but... I actually got one once when they were very sort of hard to get. So I was doing concerts, and people were like, "Where did you get that Flash T-shirt from?" And I said, "It's a secret." And then after a while, you're doing shows and people are wearing them in the audience. So
when you're wearing it, do you feel like you're the master of the universe?
Kind of, yes. Yeah. Have you seen the movie Ted
yes.
with Mark Wahlberg?
Yes.
I thought that was...
Have you had a Ted moment? Where you get to meet the star of Flash?
No, I haven't. But I would love to. My children actually love the movie and watch it all the time. So all hail Ming, as my 4-year-old was walking around the house saying at one stage.
Oh,
so.
Good. They're watching the original movie, not Ted. Oh, please.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I was worried because otherwise I was going to buy them the Ted Bear for Christmas, John.
Yeah.
Wow, with the inappropriate sayings. Pull my finger. Okay. We'll talk some more with you in just a moment.
Oh, thank you, mate.
The lead singer of Killer Queen is with us tonight. He is John Blunt. And still to come to the box office, Gary McDonald lining up all the new releases on the big screen, plus a mystery movie with more prizes, a CD triple pack up for grabs.
Afternoons with Michael and Claire.
We just need clarification from the powers that be, don't we, Bill? It's just like this area is the area for naturalism, nudism, and the rest of it family-based.
The only thing that does worry me is, if all these people are sitting on the sand and then all these other people sit on the sand and there's nothing between them and the sand, I don't know whether that's altogether hygienic.
AAT Kings, bringing your Australian or New Zealand holiday to life.
Hello. Thousands of people are now mistake-proofing their new home or renovating decisions using Digital Decorator. Digital Decorator, the world's leading decorating software, shows you what every room looks like before your project starts. It's free at nationaltiles.com.au. With Digital Decorator, select, save and share not only National Tiles, but Australia's leading brands of bricks, paints, carpets, benchtops and more. Digital Decorator, now free at nationaltiles.com.au or in store.
Dad? Hey, Dad. Look what I did. Dad? Come on, Dad, look. Dad?
For families of Australian veterans, the battle goes on. Join the fight this Legacy Week. Buy a badge during the first week of September and help Legacy support those touched by war. If you've been searching for objective information about living in a retirement village, you'll love the Renaissance Victoria Point monthly information sessions. You'll get straightforward answers to your questions and even speak with residents without someone looking over your shoulder. If you're considering any type of retirement living, book for the next session at 6 p.m. on Wednesday the 17th of September. Contact Renaissance on 3820 7700 or Google Renaissance Retirement Living for details.
Red Hot September is on now at Beds R Us. A 7-zone Australian-made queen mattress, hot price $7.99, or a limited edition pocket spring mattress with fusion gel, hot price $14.99. Be quick, red hot prices right now at Beds R Us. Conditions apply.
Take care of your back with the Seats R Us smartphone dedicated user-friendly website. Send Seats R Us a photo for the correct seat and parts to suit. Plus we ship Australia-wide. Use your smartphone and visit seatsrus.com.au.
Relax and unwind. Nights with Walter Williams.
My special guest this hour is the lead singer of Killer Queen. He is John Blunt, and you actually got to see the real deal when it was in town the other night, didn't you?
Yes, Walter, it was absolutely unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't going. I'll be honest, I actually have a couple of bills that popped up that were unexpected, and I thought, well, look, it is a luxury to go, and I just, at one point I thought, I just can't go. I just can't go. So I decided that I wouldn't. And a good friend of mine who's been a part of the fan club for a very long time basically sent me, or rang me actually, and he said, look, I don't know if you're going to enjoy what I'm about to say. And I said, well, say it. And he said, look, I've just emailed Brian and to see if he, can get us 2 tickets for the night. And I really sort of just dismissed that as just an absolutely wonderful gesture. And also
a crazy gesture.
Exactly. Extremely surreal. I mean, the guy's Brian May. He's busy. He's doing gigs and he's travelling. And anyway, I just said, well, thank you. His name's Blair. He's a good friend of mine, Blair Hiscock.
Good on you, Blair.
Yes. And he rang me on Monday morning and said, look, you won't believe this, but Brian's tour PA has got back to you and they've got 2 tickets there. And I just said, no one is ever going to believe this. So
put your dancing shoes on, we're going out.
Yeah, pretty much. So we got 2 tickets, and I managed to bring my bass player, who is an absolute dead ringer for John Deegan, the bass player in Queen. And it was a great treat for him because he is also my age, and he managed to see Queen when they played here in Sydney in 1985. So he got to see the original lineup, and then he got to see obviously the show on Monday night.
Because Deegan's retired these days, isn't he?
Yes,
from touring.
Pretty much retired immediately after, well, not immediately after, but pretty close after Freddie's death. I think they did a tribute concert in '91, and I think after that, I think he made his mind up that was enough. But yeah, look, it was an absolutely unbelievable night, and to have been there as special guests of Brian May. That's what it said in the email. We were just, I'm framed the email. So,
totally.
Yeah. So, and I sent him a tweet and just said, "Thank you so much for the tickets." And in hindsight, I probably look like I'm showboating or something. People are probably thinking, who is this guy thanking Brian May? How dare you? How dare you, sir? But I thought, oh, look, we never got any other special treatment, but it was lovely to see to see them in live, and it was really funny because I do forget I have this mustache, Walter, and I was walking around and with my bass player, and of course we're getting people that have seen the show, and as I said, we've been playing for 10 years. And I'm looking at my ticket going, where do we go? And Wayne's like, oh, we go over here. I'm head down, I'm looking around, and people are going, oh, it's Freddie, can I get your photograph? And I was like, oh, this is lovely. But we really need to get to the door that we're supposed to see the show in. So
yeah, when I went to an Alice Cooper gig a couple of years ago, and there was a bloke there looking just like Alice in the audience, and people were getting their photos taken with him too. It happens.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, I did have a few people say, oh, you should go in fancy dress. And I thought, I do it every weekend. So
I'm on my day off.
Yeah, so look, it was actually quite funny because I sat down beside this guy. We had really good seats, which was fantastic as well. And this guy that I sat beside, he looked at me and he went, oh my God, I've got great seats and I'm sitting beside Freddie Mercury. How cool is this?
Bonus. And now he's got to come and see you perform as Killer Queen.
Well, that's it. That's exactly right.
Out of all the Queen songs you play, and I'm going to make you do a Sophie's Choice here, have you got a favourite?
Oh, look, I always answered the same way, Walter. I enjoy singing some, and then I also enjoy listening to some. There are some that I probably wouldn't have a crack at. I think in this industry, you've got to know your strengths and your weaknesses, and I certainly do. But look, I really enjoy singing a song called Save Me. Mm-hmm. And over the years, I've developed... I think I'm singing it better than what I used to. But I also love singing another song called I Want It All. But there is something about Bohemian Rhapsody that I could never, ever get sick of. And that's probably one of my favourites to listen to. So that's probably, I've answered that in two ways there. So
you have, really.
And but not that it was an exciting way to answer it, but that's... Yeah, there's just too many songs to choose from with Queen. They sung everything from grunge to heavy metal to power ballads to, just an incredible...
Just beautiful love songs. Like
yeah, exactly, yeah. Adam Lambert sang Who Wants to Live Forever on the night. And that was probably one of the moments in the show where I was just like, that is just such a magical song, and the way he delivered it was just hypnotic and spellbinding. It was brilliant.
Mika does a good Freddie.
I know he sung about him. I actually saw Mika on the steps of the Sydney Opera House many years ago when he was just... no, it was only a couple of years ago. And that was an interesting performance. His PR manager came out in front of thousands of people and told them how exactly they should react when Mika came out. So
what?
It was
That's crazy. Earlier this year, I saw a tribute band called Gary Mullen and the Works. Have you heard of them?
My keyboard player had to do some shows for them.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were in Singapore, and he got the call. And I'll cut you off there, but
you're right.
Yeah, we got the call that one of his keyboard player had to go back to England or something for an family emergency. So our keyboard player got to do a 3 or 4 gigs, I think. With them.
Nice. They're very good.
Well, Gary Mullins was one of the very first guys that I Googled when I started doing this. I just wanted to get a bit of a gauge and a bit of a bo peep on what other tribute artists were doing and how they were doing it. And yeah, look, his name was the first one that popped up, and it was just a plethora of videos and stuff on YouTube. And,
oh, you've seen all that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was really sort of disheartened, really, because I thought, this guy's incredible. What the hell am I doing? It was just amazing. I thought,
he is incredible. You're right, John.
Oh, he is just probably one of the fewer guys that are doing it that is just pitch perfect. You know, and just an incredible range. And I mean, he is impersonating Freddie Mercury, I know, but I mean, it is a hard voice to recreate.
Well, even on the night I saw him on the Gold Coast, he was suffering with the lurg big time. and he still pulled off most of the notes.
Yeah, I hate guys like that.
Yeah.
I really hate guys.
I can't hold a tune in a bucket with handles.
Well, yeah, no, it's and in some cases, I've actually hit the stage and had a little bit of a cold, and you're never really supposed to explain that to your audience because they go, "Oh, great, we're in for a crap night." But you know, thanks for that's why our $25 is bought us. You all flew, great. But I try to get through with sort of you know, trying to fake some of the notes, but it is really hard.
Yeah, must be hard. Mate, great chatting with you.
Oh, thank you.
And all the best for the Killer Queen show at the Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers, September 20. It's a Saturday night for those who want to catch up with John and the boys in the band, and they do a terrific Queen, and it's been highly recommended by one of the producers here, Olympia. She loves it. So thank you, John.
Olympia, she is just fantastic. She came and saw us at Capella Bar. And she doesn't age, that girl. She's drinking from the fountain of youth. So I think she's like 45 or something herself. I'm joking. I'm dead. I officially am dead.
Watch your back, John. Thanks, mate.
Thank you so much.
All the best. The front man of Killer Queen, John Blunt.